Good morning, and God bless. So, I haven't done a walk through the garden lately because it's just big. It's everything just took off, and these pumpkins really bothered me. So it's hard to like get in here and do anything. So I've been working on the garden this morning, mostly tomatoes, and I picked this little bouquet. Just old flowers that need to be cut off. They smell nice, but anyways, I figured I haven't done a garden update, so let me do a real quick one and see, show you guys what's been going on. Okay, so here's the tomatoes. They're huge. I mean, I had big tomatoes last year, my first garden. So this is year 2 for me with tomatoes, and these guys are awesomely large, and it's July, so I didn't quite August. So I've been topping the heads on them and trying to do these little tricks to get them to really start ripening all next month, because they're tall. They're about as tall as I can handle with what I've this setup here. So like this guy, I haven't headed these yet, but you can see, look how tall he is. He comes all the way down to here. So he's probably 6 feet or so. And he's got 2 of them, 2 or 3 of these guys are him. So there's just a lot. And sometimes that's good and sometimes that's bad. Because there's so much off of each of these, really you gotta start pinching the heads off, which is these little guys, so that way the tomatoes will finish. Otherwise they'll never finish, which is fine, but I do want tomatoes. So our dahlia's been doing well, and cucumbers, geez, I've been picking every other day 15 pounds of cucumbers. That one's ready to go right there. Look at this, you guys. Cucumber. There's 3 right here, all ready to go. Maybe there's more, I don't even know. My problem is, there's some more in there. I've been getting 15 pounds every other day. The problem is the way this was done. They didn't climb up the trellis I was hoping. They just kind of came out, which would have been okay, but I planted melons over here thinking that they would be sprawling, and so trying to walk in there is difficult. But I do have a good amount. I've got like 3 or 4 melons. Oops, sorry. So you can see I got some big cantaloupes coming in. Shouldn't say big, but they're coming. This guy here, he's turning color already, so I've been rotating them, and they'll be coming in ripe soon. My goodness. 2 days ago, 15 pounds of cucumbers. And as I'm looking in here, like, let me just pull this guy out real quick. Look at the size of these things. They're huge. I can't keep up with them. It's the size of my foot. So yeah, abundance has been remarkable. There's more in there hanging. I mean, it's incredible. Thank God. I mean, really, it's all we can do, because, you know, we plant the seed and he grows it and waters it and does all this stuff, or however this works. So yeah, peas are starting to die back. Cucumbers on this side as well are awesomely growing, as are these pumpkins. They sure look like little pumpkins, these guys. The other ones are squash, acorn squash, but that looks like a pumpkin, which is sort of exciting, because maybe then we'll get our own pumpkins for Halloween time. Not that we're gonna celebrate a pagan holiday anymore, but you know, anyways. You can see the acorn squash in here, just growing and huge. Those are each probably, I don't know, 3-4 pounds a piece, I bet. The lettuce that I wanted to go, I'm hoping to go to seed, is some of that over there is seeding. This stuff will start to seed. I have plenty of seed that I bought, but I'm trying to learn to save my own. So peppers this year are struggling. It doesn't seem to matter what I do, whether I water them or not. Although this side I didn't water with vermicompost juice I've been getting, and this side I did, in which case the side I didn't looks better. except for these ones, which I did, and then I put grass there. The grass just adds a little bit more cover to the soil. So like you can see right here where the sun hits, the soil's dry, and below it there's moisture. But below the grass, it's all moist still. So if you are gardening and you are wondering whether, if you don't have wood chips, well, use your cut grass. And in fact, cut grass breaks down really fast too. Kale is doing awesome, and it's so good. It's just so good. It's hard to, we've been eating stir fries all out of the garden and with some neighbor's zucchini, because my zucchini are small. I'll show you that. But anyways, the kale's been awesome. Chickens enjoy it. The broccoli that are coming in here are getting big, and I've been, pruning those as we go. And the eggplant are looking really good, and we finally have some eggplant forming, and one growing, or a few growing, so that's coming along. But you can see our first eggplant, black beeties, and we got another couple over here, I think. Looks like there's one in there. So it's coming. This big one here's finally got a couple down there. If you don't know what eggplant looks like, you see it in the grocery store, but this is what it grows on. That's an eggplant. Before this year, I didn't know, so. And then our acorn squash over here are just healthy and huge. Matter of fact, they're almost as tall as the tomatoes, which is crazy. Lots and lots of acorn squash in there. It's delicious. Our issue right now is I don't know when it's ripe. So we keep trying, and we got one ripe one and one hard one. Let's see here. More of these pumpkins that are sort of sprawling and taking over. Oh yeah, these broccoli here, as you can see from probably even the last video, they have really started to grow. And I just keep cutting back. I'll cut these 3 leaves out of there and give him his space, but this guy too, he's been getting taken over a little bit. So I'll trim all that out because I care more about broccoli than pumpkins. So trim around what I want. What else? Basil. Oh, and my thyme. It took a lot of time, but it finally came. So our basil's looking really good. Too bad, Maury, you don't live closer. I can just give you so much basil, I can't keep up with it. Which is really remarkable to know. That's only a dozen or so basil plants. And look at, we don't use that much. But look at my thyme. It finally came. Let's see, I bet you it's spicy. Oh, I dropped that one. Oh my goodness. Whew. So much flavor. Sorry, I'm doing circles. This was a marigold I planted, and it's huge. It's awesome. Marigolds are fun. This one hasn't flowered yet. Go figure. But it's healthy, so it will eventually. These peppers are doing okay here. This is Hungarian wax pepper, I believe, and that does look like a Hungarian wax little pepper forming right there. How cool. And this tomato plant that came up on its own. I think it's a yellow. I'm not really paying it much attention, except for if I see a leaf that has, I get in hammer, I've been cutting it off. So like this guy here, he's got some bug damage, so I'll just snip it off. That way it can focus its energy on keeping all the other stuff healthy. I do have onions still in here I have not pulled, because I pulled so many and we're trying to go through those, and they're not rotting or anything. They seem to be doing fine. And then these ones were the onions down. Like these will be the first ones I pull, over the next couple days. So yeah, that's kind of what's happened. My garden sort of turned into a small pumpkin patch, which is awesome and disappointing. Like I say, this is a failed garden to me. But you learn with every mistake. So it's an awesome, good fail is what I mean by that. I don't see fail as in a negative light. See it as in like, well, I know what I don't want to do next year, and I know what went right. And now that I'm terrible at writing things down, but I'm recording these, it helps me out. I don't know if you can see more cucumber in there. Yep. So, anyways, I didn't realize how long I was videoing there. apparently it's like forever. I try not to talk too much in these, but only doing them so often. And if you guys watch, awesome. But if you don't, it's fine too, because we're gonna get to go back. And winter here last year was a little rough because there was 2 feet of snow on the ground for a while, and I didn't even have a garden to think about or look at. I had an imaginary one in my mind that I planned, and so it finally has come to fruition this year. And as anything is the first year, it's a bunch of awesome stuff, it's a bunch of bad stuff, a bunch of learning, which is the most important, and growing. And so I know what I don't want to do next year, what I do want to do next year, and expand our garden. We need more space. You know, our goal here is to grow all of our own food, like 100%. No, I don't want to buy anything from the grocery store except for condiments and small things that we can't make. And the other stuff that we can't make, like butter and ice cream and stuff, I want to outsource that to people who are making that local. You know, we've been paying these big companies all this money, and we're just numbers to them. They don't care. But the people who make my soap over in Seneca, they care. They really care. My $30 purchase to them goes a lot further than it does to these mega conglomerate companies that just feed us with all these toxins and poisons. So anyways, let me not get all like political. Potatoes are coming up awesome. Watermelon are even doing pretty good. These apple trees are really starting to bend over. It is awesome. You know, the Lord brought me to this gentleman, Paul Gauchi, how he prunes his apple trees, and then I remember being out here. I've never pruned an apple tree, and pruning them, going, I hope I'm not cutting off the wrong limb, because some limbs produce apples and some don't. And just letting the Lord guide me, literally. This one, not that one. This one, not that one. I don't know that stuff. I've never done it. And to see the results is just incredible. So let me flip it around. I'm going to do a quick little spin on each apple tree, add that in here, and then say my goodbye. I miss you guys, love you guys. If you guys are not family, I love you too, all right? I didn't do this for like YouTube fame or anything like that. If you like what you're seeing, cool. If not, keep going. There's plenty of other stuff for you on YouTube, all right? God bless. You can just see all the apples. So listening to that little voice in your head works, because sometimes that's God. And these ones too, the deer hammered the lower branches, so now this tree had a lot